All right, welcome to lesson 2, everybody. For today's lesson, we're going to focus and dive a little bit deeper into the topic of introducing and describing ourselves, and we're going to learn it in the context of carrying on the conversation, okay? So I mentioned in the previous lesson, when you introduce yourself, you want to say hello and you want to say what your name is, right? Because this person probably doesn't know you. For our first class session, right, a lot of you weren't familiar with each other, or you kind of knew the person but couldn't put a name to them. So you've said hello, you've said your name, and you've said your interests. What do you do next? Okay, so how do we keep the conversation going? Because that's our goal. That is how you make deeper connections with people. That's how you make friends and get to know your peers better. And it helps you kind of provide the foundation for like respect and a mutual friendship, okay? So the first step, of course, we've talked about is introducing yourself and your interest. All right, hopefully the other person that you're talking with has introduced themselves and they've either responded to what your interest is, or maybe they've shared an interest of their own, okay? So the second step, you want to ask a follow-up question. So a follow-up question is basically whatever your interest was or whatever they shared, you want to ask more about it, okay? So I'm going to keep going with the example of Miss Morris in Star Wars, all right? So let's pretend I'm talking to someone and I say, hello, my name is Miss Morris. I really like Star Wars. A follow-up question I'm going to ask the other person if they don't say anything is, do you like Star Wars? Okay? So your follow-up question can use the stem, do you like blank, blank being your interest, or maybe they've shared their own interest. Okay, so maybe the person I'm talking to, I told them I like Star Wars and they said, oh, I prefer Marvel, I really like Spider-Man, okay? So for that one, I would say a follow-up question would be, oh, tell me more about that. Okay? Tell me more about blank, which is their interest. In this way, you're getting to know the person better, and you get to learn something new in the process, which is always cool, right? So first step, I introduce myself and my interest. Second step, I ask a follow-up question, do you like, or if the other person has shared their interest, I can say, tell me more about blank, whatever their interest was, okay? The third thing you want to do, just to have a nice, well-rounded interaction, is you want to make a comment. Make a comment. Okay? Examples of comments that you can make are, that's so cool. In the event that you happen to share the same interest as the other person, you might say, whoa, I really like that too. So, I really like that too. Another comment that you could come up with, let's see, we got that's so cool, I really like that too. You could say, thank you for sharing. That's something that acknowledges to the person that you care about what they're saying. And it's also a kind way to kind of not end the conversation, but if it's just a quick exchange, yes, you could end the conversation right there, okay? And that could be the foundation for future conversations, right? So thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing. Let's add your interest. Because just saying thanks for sharing might come across as being sarcastic, so the person can't tell if you mean it or if you're joking with them. So thanks for sharing your interest. I think that's a cool, appropriate way, all right, to respond to someone. And again, this is all just preliminary stuff. I'm not expecting you to hold a 30-minute conversation with another person, because realistically, if you've just met them, you're probably not going to do that, right? It'll be a quick exchange. You want to get to learn something though about them that you can bring up in future conversations, right? So if someone knows I really like Star Wars, maybe a few days later or a week later, they'll talk about Star Wars with me and I'll think, oh my gosh, they remembered my interest, that thing that I like. That's so cool and so caring. I want to be friends with this person, or at the very least, get to know them better. All right. So just quick recap, we're focusing on carrying on our conversation. So after we've introduced ourselves and our interest, we're asking a follow-up question. Do you like blank? Tell me more about blank, which is the interest. And then you want to make a comment after they've spoken. That's so cool. You know what? I really like that too. Or thank you for sharing your interest with me. Have a good one. All right. I will see you guys in our Zoom meeting today, and I hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions about what we learned about today or need some practice, feel free to reach out to me. You can practice with someone at home. I know that sounds silly because you guys know each other, but just practicing kind of helps get like the first date jitters, maybe some nervousness out. All right? Have a good one, guys.